Good morning and welcome back to Fortnite with Sephiroth the X. In the words of a southerner, boy howdy, Pride Month has not been fun this year. It seems like everywhere we go, conservatives and their choices make it the worst Pride Month we've ever witnessed. We started off Pride Month with a pile of dead children, and it seems like so many terrible things has happened. That seems like the past already, but that was just a handful of weeks ago where conservative gun industry killed 19 sixth graders. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, fifth graders in Uvalde, Texas. 11-year-olds, an entire classroom. And since then, we haven't had one good thing come from the Conservative Party. And it has been shown over and over again that they are a party of pure fascism, and that they are willing to do everything they can to upend America. Just democracy, but America. 2 days ago, the moment I got off my stream, the Supreme Court overturned the 50-year-old Roe versus Wade court decision. Roe versus Wade was the legalization and protection of abortion in the United States. A giant talking point of Christio-fascists since, where they want to pretend fetuses are people, and they want to pretend abortion is murder, and they ignore all the life-saving and society-saving that abortion does. Today, we're going to be focusing on that. Along with that, we'll continue the Nindo challenges, which includes finishing up that Hanada one for fishing, and then moving on to some of the other ones. Some of them include just lasting out the rounds, which will be easy. But all in all, Christio-fascism has come to America, and there isn't a version of fascism that is quite as dangerous as religious fascism. Now, people are going to turn and say, well, I mean, there was Hitler, but Hitler was a Catholic, sure. He didn't quite use religion as his reason for dominating everybody else. In fact, he seemed to target a religion as make his fascism a type of anti-religion, but just a single religion, a single type of people. But that doesn't undermine the danger, the absolute violence, the absolute evil that religious fascism, Christio-fascism, can be, as apparent today, and yesterday, and the day before. And I want to note that I work with hundreds of people, and I see thousands of people, and I live here in Texas, the supposed state of Christio-fascism, if you're going to listen to white supremacist Greg Abbott's worthless ass. And I want to tell you, I can think of maybe one person who approves of this just because she's so blinded. 0 people at my work approved of this. 0 people were talking good about it. People are either shocked by the decision, upset by the decision, or like me, extremely pissed off. And you don't want to know what else they decided right after canceling abortion? Thomas Clarence, the man who's been a kind of fascist Supreme Court longer than the rest of the 4 of them, has decided that they need to look at other Supreme Court decisions of the past and rule them out. This includes all gay Supreme Court decisions. This doesn't just include gay marriage to where they're looking to overthrow our right to marriage. They are looking at the Texas order that legalized homosexuality, the banning of the sodomy laws. The one law, the court case in Texas that was used by other states to legalize homosexuality and outlaw sodomy laws. So they're looking to completely legalize homosexuality again. That's right, guys. We get to go back to going to jail because we love guys, or girls get to go to jail because they love girls. And outlawing homosexuality will also work into their plans to make sure transgenders don't exist, because in their eyes, the just guys pretending to be girls, girls pretending to be guys. That's all they see them as. So in all, Christo-fascism has come to America. It's an ugly and evil representation of people, and it needs to be seen as ugly and evil. And everybody with a heart, everybody with 2 brain cells or more, anybody who wants America to be a free America knows how evil and dangerous Christo-fascism is, knows how evil and dangerous this choice, this ignorant choice to get rid of abortion by a minority group just because their Nazi Supreme Court justices were shoved in by the obese swamp Nazi from Florida is. And it's going to lead to a dangerous America. And that is going to end up what happens in November. In November, if we show up and we vote en masse, if the majority actually shows up to vote, we can beat them everywhere. We can turn Texas blue, we can turn Florida blue, we can turn Georgia blue, and then the fascist shits like Kavahan can be punished. We can remove them from the Supreme Court. When they voted against Roe versus Wade, they committed perjury. Those Supreme Court justices, 4 of them, of the 6 that voted against it, or for removing it, sat at a court of law under oath and said they believed Roe versus Wade was law, and that it should stay as law. And since they removed that law and voted against that law, they lied under oath. Thus, they have committed perjury. Clarence Thomas, Kabahan, Amy Coney Barrett, and that other guy whose name I don't remember because he's a lot quieter than the rest of the idiots and less attacked, courses, something like that. They all committed perjury. They all are illegitimate justices now. All 4 of them. And they all should be treated as illegitimate justices. They need to be brought to the stand, they need to be charged with perjury, and they need to have their title as Supreme Court Justice revoked. And thus, maybe we can start to heal. But that's not going to happen as long as fascists garner some kind of dominant control. Fascists, the Republicans, the conservatives, the Trump Nazis, the swamp Nazis, they're a minority group. No, not a minority group like black people or gays, but they are in the minority as far as political things go. Who is this who has joined us? Hello, Subman. We'll be in a minute. Let me check something here real quick. Okay. Sorry, I don't want him interrupting other talk. Sorry, Sodaman, if you're on the thing, I'll be with you in a minute. So yeah. Now I lost my place of thought. Nope, it's gone. My coffee hasn't reached me yet. But all in all, we need to come November. We need to show up in mass. If 100%... So my brother posted the other day, and he didn't post his opinion on it, and I honestly don't know what his opinion is, and I'm not sure. I think he's a good person, and I think he'd be with us. But all in all, he did post a good point. Whether you are for this fascist rebellion, or whether you are against it, you have an issue, and that issue is that only... What is this? And that issue is that too little people come to vote. That's how Trump wins. That's how the minority still holds their point and purpose, is how they still hold the power. So right now, the fascists are the minority, right? They aren't the majority. They don't hold actual majority power, but they still hold like one of the three branches. And if you're thinking, well, if they are so unpopular, how do they hold some of the three branches? Well, it's easy, because during some smaller voting sessions, only 20% show up to vote. And then, like, the most majority we'll ever have is like a 40% show up to vote. You get so tense when I make jumps like that. And that's it. That's the thread. Too few people show up to vote. If 100%, if 90 or above show up to vote, the majority would rule. The majority are sane people. The majority aren't fans of Brett Kavanaugh. If the majority shows up, people like Trump would never, ever show back up in our government. They would never have a chance to win, and that's what they're hoping. They're hoping that Democrats or sane Republicans don't show up to vote, so the insane people can continue to stay up there and roll over lazy voters. So we can continue to have Mitch McConnell, continue to have evil people like that. That's what they want. Oh, boy, this is difficult looking. So as soon as we get past this parkour area, well, okay, I didn't know you could actually fly. This seems like cheating. That's big old cheating. Oh, look, it's like a hiking restroom. As soon as you get past this parkour, we'll go into the game. I like this. It's like a little hiking trail, only the hiking trail's all freaked up, so you have to be a superhero and jump. Also, this is huge, or is it? Yeah, we're actually pretty high up there in the background. This is the most background we've ever been able to get into. We'll be looking through Twitter today, people's opinions, people's talking mostly about the Supreme Court decision. Oh my goodness. How big is this place? Gosh, this makes me miss hiking. I miss going to the mountains, hiking around in them. It's a few tag. I don't understand what that means. Also, why does it sound so creepy? Also, how do you get back down? I guess you don't get back down. Go this way? No, you're stuck here forever. Oh, this is the way back the way we came. Okay, then we'll just call it here and exit. I like this little rocky outset. This actually looks a lot like what you see in some mountains right here, where the rocks are kind of just like molded like this. Yeah, I know you might think it looks natural if you've never been in a mountainous area, but I've been on things like this. It's pretty cool. I really miss mountains. It's so flat here in Texas. Hello? Why can't I go down? Thank you. Infinite Falls is the name of this area. Nice. And we have so much going on this month that probably seems to have been forgotten. And even if Pride isn't forgotten, we're always in danger of being attacked. We had people run over people, both for Pride and for pro-abortion protests. The other day, we had people show up for pro-abortion protests, and they turned out terrible. I want to note that pro-abortion protests came to the Capitol. Not a lot happened. One guy tried to climb the stupid gate protecting the criminals in the Supreme Court from the crowd, but there wasn't like a big old rush to take out the Capitol like there was on January 6th. But you want to know the bigger difference between the two? Unlike in January 6th, there was an immense Capitol Police protest. Unlike in January 6th, they came in, they beat the Capitol Police came in, beat the protesters, mazed them, and then gassed them in the protests. Because in this country, if you don't pay for a permit, you're not allowed to protest. But you know what? Fuck that. Fuck permitted protest. Go out there and protest without permits where you can, where it is the most inconvenient for the empire. Now, I need to get the Nindo challenges back up. I have one more badge to do on Hinata. As soon as we get that done, we will head to the other two. And since we're going to be talking, why is my phone being an ass today? I also have to go downstairs and do laundry here in a minute. I have to move stuff from the washer to dryer. This is why I'm up so early. So we'll be doing that. But first, let's go in and do at least a match of fishing. Go ahead and go on regular solos. I don't phone builds the other day. I don't build, but you know. So there's a lot to look here in Twitter. There is a ton. But I want to go to a profile I watch called, well, they used to be called Conservatives Are Vile, but they changed and or rearranged the last part of their name to Conservatives Are Evil. And he's been posting a lot, and been reposting a lot, they, whatever. And I'm trying to find a post from yesterday. They started a post yesterday, it was a good post, they didn't finish it off, but it was a good post nonetheless. And we'll look at other stuff they did. In fact, we'll look through all the stuff they reposted on, not because it's all pretty good stuff having to do with the current issues. Gosh darn, the freaking... Okay, if my Twitter would stop reloading. Here we go. I had his page open. Twitter just kept reloading the page. Like, here, you want the top of the page? No, I'm trying to go down. Here, you want the top of the page? No. By the way, a little off. I don't know if I mentioned this before. Did you know Twitter has an edit button? Yeah, the edit button we've always asked for. You want to know its secret, though? It only exists if you pay them. That's right, they want you to pay for their edit button in the Twitter Blue features. Yeah, that's kind of ass. They're not even owned by Craig Abbott. They're not even owned by Elon Musk yet. They're already in the cruise. Oh yeah, I have to kill him. I guess next time we come down, we'll get Vader. We want to go to an edge somewhere there is a pier. This is probably promising right here. This may be our last drop for fishing if we fish enough. Last two drops probably if we don't. Unless we get outright just like slaughtered as we land. Lands gets annihilated. Hey. I feel like I should land on the boat because the boat on and off has a like IO chest on it. last time I swam all the way over here, it had Jack. And it looks like it... No, I see a chest. No, this is a blue chest. Oh, look, a fishing rod. Huh. Oh. Hooray. Oh no, are you kidding? You've gotten rid of the ability to climb up there? You know, you used to be able to walk on these cells. And let's see if I can break anything and go okay that way. Yay, this worked. Where did I get brick from? Okay, so conservatives are evil posts. To understand the evil of conservatives, you must understand it's a hydra. A foul monster. He spelled foul wrong, by the way. I'm just gonna note that. A foul monster of many heads. Where's more than one thing? Here we go. The first head is the Empire. The money, the beating heart behind the fascist conservative party has always been there. Big banks such as Bank of America, Wells Fargo, pay big for the breaks. Did that make it to that thing over there? I think I might get it in. There we go. There's an actual weapon over here. Okay, it's about a minute. We want to make it in the land before it gets... Oh, yes, whatever. This and this. Throw these down. Get me near 100. Pick this up. Go here and here. You know what? No. This, just in case. Yeah. They get... Oh, so such... Big banks such as Bank of America, Wells Fargo, pay for big breaks they get in return from the fascist regime. Similarly, big oil like Shell, ExxonMobil, and even foreign corporations like BP pay the fascist conservatives and allows them the freedom to do things like price gouge, which is a major issue worldwide right now, and is the cause of major inflation. How close are we to the circle? Why is it when I do this, I'm never close to the circle? Almost all big corporations see Walmart fund fascists. This includes individual imperialists, corrupt masters like the Koch brothers and Elon Musk. Koch has been a face of the imperialist head of the Hydra for decades, a long-known but never vanquished, quote-unquote, bad guy. And yeah, I mean, Koch brothers is a well-known problem child of imperialism. Whereas Elon Musk is just kind of ousted himself as one of them. Coach has been known for decades. There's been lawsuits against Coach. Yeah, fuck it. Let's drink it. Again, as we do this, we'll be going into a match and coming back out and seeing if... Oops. Let's get that on me. Seeing if we've gotten the badges we need. That was my alarm for my laundry, so as soon as this match is over, I'm going to go do laundry. And I'll be right back, so you'll have like a few minutes without me. What will y'all do without me? What do you mean, survive? I'm sorry, did y'all hear fish? Fish in that pool over there, what the hell? I'm hearing fish. Oh, did you see that? That was weird. I slid on air. Hello. Wow, somebody's been really buried in 1,000 years since the first map came out. Or second map it took over. Since we went to the underside of the island. Through a black hole. So if the black hole didn't lead to another dimension, if this is the same dimension, what did the black hole do? Just, like, put us out for a minute? Okay, we're in a bad spot. Is this a stream or a road ahead of us is the question. Ooh, can we get in it? Can we get in? Can we get in it? It's so foggy. Which may be a blessing, considering what I need to do. I don't think I'm gonna make it very far in here. Fishing inside the storm. Inside the storm. Sorry, we'll go back to talking here in a minute. I am distracted by the storm and the final tunnels. This is only one circle down, isn't it? That's the hammer assault rifle. Those things aim is like off by 10 inches. Pretty much any corporate fascist that moved itself to a pro-fascist state can be considered part of this empire, and that includes states like Texas. Corporations that move to Texas or build up in Texas do so because they know they can abuse the law here that abuses... eat it. Shark. It's gonna come for me, isn't it? Eat some shark. We'll finish up this talking point before I leave to do laundry and have to sit in the... I don't think he can reach me up here. If he is, I'm going to probably get a jump scare here in a minute. I got getting jump scared yesterday at my work. Uh, okay, while we got 1 minute to talk. Use low corporate regulations, CTEX Florida. Well, many, if not all, these evil corporations do things like donate money to charities or take care of local communities. Destroying the sun disaster, but this good is the sheep's clothing, a wardrobe that is fully able to be written off in taxes. Another evil head of this fascist conservative monster is theocracy. Christio-fascism, or Christian-based fascism, is what fascism among there, is one of the biggest threats to our land. And while, yes, there are other theocracies to be wary of, namely Islam and Scientology, who both play their own games of dominance, none is a greater threat to America than Christianity. And no Christian cult is a bigger threat than evangelism. Evangelism is behind every current anti-abortion, anti-gay, and anti-trans push. Sure, the infamous Catholic Church cannot wash its hand in what's being done, but the damage Catholics are doing pale in comparison to evangelists. Another head of the Hydra. Well, yeah, let's stop there. So yeah, Christio-fascism is what abortion is all about. In fact, there are cultures. Okay, listen. Certain number of the 7-year music's too loud. There are certain religious cultures that are providing a kind of care for pro-abortion people. They're like, our religion, according to the freedom of religion, we have the freedom to assert certain laws in our religion, and our religion protects abortion. Oh, I forgot we're on the second circle. This is going to move fast, isn't it? Yes. He missed my lure, and now he's after my butt. Let's go hide somewhere so I can just honk while we wait out. I'm trying to get. I need 2 more deaths, and I can make it. Very orange, which makes me endangered. Whatever. But yeah, places like some Judaist cultures and some other atheists and cleanness are trying to protect people who are seeking abortion by pushing the right to religion, the right to the so-called freedom religion. Now, there's 2 things here: freedom of religion and freedom from religion, which I have here in the United States. But the Christio-fascists have been pushing to limit that freedom from religion and make religion a dominating presence in U.S. law, which is unconstitutional, but it's what led to the anti-abortion push and the abortion ban, Roe vs. Wade overturn. But their laws can be used against them to push laws of other religions that fight Christio-fascism. So, using their own weapons against them. Another head of the Hydra are dictatorships. Some consider dictatorship as one of the top, of anyone using one at the top, but anyone using their place of power to influence law for fascist means, money, and power are dictators. What I think he means here is that when people think dictators, they think the leaders, the presidents, the Fioros, the kings. They think those are the dictators. But those aren't the only dictators. In fact, dictatorships require many dictators to run. Korea isn't just run off the ass of Kim Jong Il, whatever the hell happens to rule the nation, or his sister. He's not alive. I'm not sure what's going on there. It's run off him and several dictators under him, generals, other politicians, other leaders who are just as cruel and evil as he is. And that's the same here in America. Sure, you can have Trump, but it's not only Trump. It's the Supreme Court justices who are wholly corrupt, like Brett Kavanaugh, Amy Coney Barrett, them. It's House members and Congress members who use their place of power to be corrupt dictators, like Mitch McConnell and Obert and MTG, Majority Taylor Greene. Those people are, by all means, full-on fascist dictators. Yeah, we have made it to the time I want to make it. If it lasts, I at least get some more circles, at least one more circle in. Teacher, are you on my phone? Man, what the heck is your problem? You're gonna get off my page. I'm trying to read here, dude. 3 of us, one of us is in a very obvious house. That wasn't a crown win, was it? Don't think that was a ground win. Pretty sure I didn't win last time. Oh, I did earn. Did I earn a crown or the victor crown? I guess we can go here into the lobby and figure it out. Okay, let's finish off this top before I go do laundry. Then I'm going to do laundry and I'll be back. I got a battle star. First off, let's see if I got 2 or just 1 crown so far. I should have 2 if that was a new one. 1 and then... Oh, it's just 1. So I got the crown back, so this is I earn a crown. Okay, whatever. Stop pointing that at Marshmallow, it's bears. Okay, so yeah, those are dictators. Another big part of dictatorships that you might not think of are governors. Governors are supposed to support the people of their state and represent the people of their state and work in tandem under bigger government like federalists. But governors in the Conservative Party have taken their role in being the rulers of their land and being above or separate of the federal government, the U.S. government as a whole, thinking that they are just a separate part of the government and they are just loosely connected to the entire United States as a country. To the point where some of them are like, oh yeah, we're going to keep threatening to withdraw, see Greg Abbott and the Texas GOP fascists, who don't represent the majority of Texans, but represent the conservative fascist power of Texas that rules it. Those are the dictators. They hold the power and they want to keep that power, so they will do everything from fixing elections to hurting people to gain the power. And these dictators, they will feed the masses that vote for them. The masses that vote for these people are the evil people. We'll get to them in a minute. So these dictators will feed them what they want. The gun lobbyist shit. The open gun carry in New York is something their evil people want. Their people who support them want. The anti-abortion, the Christo-fascism is something their people want. So they're pushing this and making this into reality for them so that these evil people continue to vote for them. And that's where voting comes in. Because like I said, and like my brother said, 25%, 30%, 40% at best show up to vote. The majority isn't going to be there to vote. These crazies, these bad evil people, will be there to vote. They'll vote and they'll get to win. They'll get the people and the actual majority, the good people that could actually stop this evil from happening, will be left behind. That's what he said there. Okay. Yeah, he spelled Greg Abbott wrong. But anyone uses Greg Abbott, Ted Cruz, DeSantis, which he also spelled wrong, MTG, the list goes on. I mentioned some of these. DeSantis is another bad one over Florida, for the dastardly dictator. Greg Abbott abused his power against trans here in Texas. DeSantis against all the LGBT. The worst of these being, of course, Trump, who sparked the fascist uprising. The next head of the Hydra, our Fascist Compliance Authority, a police or system of policing that allows fascist movements like insurrections undeterred, but move in force against anti-fascist movements, even peaceful ones. See the Capitol Police and Department of Homeland Security, or ones that enforce fascist regulations. See the Texas Department of Family Protective Services, who are the ones that Greg Abbott used to abuse. So the Capitol Police basically did nothing to stop the insurrection. They abandoned what few were there to actually protect against the insurrection, ended up with one of theirs dead while abandoning them. And they did absolutely nothing to go in there and force. But 2 days ago, they showed that they had that kind of power to show up in force, because when it came to pro-abortion protests, there were hundreds of cops, and they were there abusing the protesters and attacking the protesters like they didn't attack the insurrectionists and terrorists. Now, the Department of Homeland Security, again, did absolutely nothing against conservative terrorists. They let them go home. Some of them are being charged now, but they got to go home. But when it came to the Black Lives Matter protests, the Department of Homeland Security were on the ground kidnapping protesters and unmarked vans. And lastly, the Texas DFPS, like I mentioned, is the Department of Family Protective Services. They're supposed to be here to protect children, but Greg Abbott has turned them into anti-transgender browncoats, and their job, primarily in Texas, is to attack families with happy transgender kids under 18. Some of them even older teens, but if they're transgender and if they started any kind of like trans chemicals or anything like that, the Texas DFPS here is to pretend that family is abusive and steal those children away from their family, because Greg Abbott's an evil piece of shit. Oh, and he also mentions Border Patrol, which again is the Texas Border Patrol, which again is here to supposedly protect our borders, but is used by the white supremacist Greg Abbott to abuse all immigrants, to lock kids in cages, and to pretend there's some kind of big invasion down the Texas border, which doesn't actually exist, no matter how much he says it does. This guy says the final head of the Hydra are the people, your neighbors, your coworkers, mostly two versions of them. The evil ones who want fascism, want to commit genocide against LGBT or the other race's color, the other religion. So yeah, there are evil people like that. The insurrectionists, the KKK, the Nazis, the Proud Boys, the people running over protesters, those are evil people. Those are the people who want the fascists, the people who vote for them because they love what's happening in their country. The evil religious people, the evil racists, those people exist. And they aren't in the government, they're just bad people. And there's tons of them everywhere, sure. Now, I'm pretty sure they are a vast minority, but they could be your neighbors. And you'll see their reaction. You'll see them celebrating Roe versus Wade's overturn. And they'll be talking about how terrible it was to have a black president till the day they're in the grave. And those are bad people. They're evil people. They love the swamp Nazi. They want to be enfolded in his gut holes. And then you have the second version, which are the misled, the ones who refuse to change their voting, pretending somewhere they're still good in their Nazi-powered conservative party. And yes, there are tons of those. I know a few who vote because of one issue or something, but refuse to see the evil they do by voting that. For example, I know someone who votes conservative primarily because they are anti-abortion. They refuse to see any of the good the pro-abortion does. They just are led by this religious theocratic ideal that abortion is evil and fetuses are evil. But even then, they aren't a bad person. They are primarily a good person. They're not anti-gay. They're not racist. They're not anti-trans. They just have that one thing. So they vote for conservatives because they've always voted for conservatives their whole life, and because they are anti-abortion. But they refuse to see the harm they're doing to the society, to the country, to everybody generally by voting conservative. They refuse to see that the conservatives don't hold the values. This person is anti-abortion because they like children. They believe children are valued, which is good. And this carries over to their idea of a fetus, that the fetus is life and has a value. So sure, okay. But they don't see as the conservatives don't feel that. These people aren't anti-abortion because they care about kids. They're anti-abortion because they're pro-control. Anti-abortion measures allows them to control women. Just that's all they care about. And this is proof by what happens after life. So the kid isn't aborted, whether or not it's needed, or whether or not whatever happens, maybe the kid was allowed, maybe it wasn't, whatever. The kid now can't be aborted, so he's forced to live, or he comes to life because the parent wants him to. And then what happens? Well, the fascists don't want to help that kid, especially if he's in a poor situation. They don't want to give him health care. They don't want to help the mother raise him, who may be a single mother, maybe even a rape victim. Now, maybe a kid having a kid because of the conservative fascists. And they don't want to do anything to stop that, to help that, to lend any kind of hand. They'll come in and steal that kid the moment they become transgender, but they're not going to help that kid once they force it to be born. And then there's the complete ignorance of where abortions save lives. There is something that is being shed on a light, and I'm actually writing a short story about it right now. I'm in the middle of writing that short story, and it's called incomplete miscarriages or postural miscarriages. These can either be done by a failed attempt at self-abortion in fascist states where you can't have legal abortions, or it can just be a fatal genetic defect or another defect in carrying a baby. The partial miscarriages carry a huge risk. The fact is, the fetus doesn't come out after the miscarriage. It's stuck in there, it does not detach. And what that happens is the fetus will necrose, will cause a infection, which will eventually kill the mother, and at an actual pretty quick pace. We're talking about like in a week, the mother will probably be dead, or under a week. And we'll actually have someone here that he reposted what we'll be reading about on that, and it's a hard read, but we're going to read it because people need to hear things like that. And abortion is the only way to take care of a partial miscarriage because the babies are dead and or dying. There's no saving that baby. But fascist idiots, Christo-fascists, don't care. There is actually another one that we may not be reading here because this one was a few days ago, where they were in a country that is where the conservative fascists want us, and that is where abortion is just outright banned. There's no chance of abortion whatsoever. And this person is over there, I think, vacationing, and they had a partial miscarriage. And it didn't mention how the partial miscarriage happened, but because of the partial miscarriage, her life is threatened. She's going to die in a very quick eventuality if she doesn't have abortion. But in the country they're in, they don't allow it, even in partial miscarriages. They'd rather the mother die no matter what. So she has to go to a different country where it's allowed. She isn't even coming back here to America. I think she's American, but in the current state of affairs, you can't come back here and be guaranteed it either. So they have to go to a different country that isn't America to seek the medical assistance they need because Christo-fascists are terrible people. Now let's see what else he's got to say here. And the misled ones that refuse to change their vote, both are equally responsible for all the pain and death they cause. Now he did say up next there are solutions to defeat the Hydra, but then he didn't post anything. That was 5 o'clock last night. We can probably discuss what's next after that when I come back, like how to defeat the Hydra. There are ways I can think of defeating this Hydra, but the Hydra has an issue, and that it'll regrow its head if you don't take them all off. So we'll be talking about that in a minute. I'm going to actually let y'all go for like 5 minutes, maybe less, to go juggle laundry over into the dryer. Be right back. Gee, don't press any buttons while I'm gone. hazard. Hello. Ugh. Okay, well, we're supposed to check it back out in the Nintendo challenges. Did I get the finale? Have I ended Hinata's thing? Oh my god. Will you please just reload the page? Woohoo! Path of Hinata. I don't think it's awarded me the thing yet. Nah, I'll probably get it eventually. With the Path of Hinata done, I have earned the badge. Which leaves Itachi, Gaara, and Orimachu. Now I am further along in Orimachu. His will be easier. I wish I could do his in Team Rumble, and that would be done in no time. But since we're talking, we're going to do Itachi and Gaara. Basically, what we have to do is go to the edge of the map, find a place to hide until we have to move. That's it. And we'll talk while we do that. Chicharrones, please don't get into the electronics, dude. When I said you were a fire hazard, I didn't mean I wanted you to be a fire hazard. I'd like you to not be a fire hazard. You heard me, no fire hazards. So the other day, a lady named Luis Lucas, who is President pro tempore of Senate of Virginia, representing the 18th District, received a message from a now deleted profile named Indian Kennedy, and the message said, "Learn your place." It had a picture of the Klansmen in front of the White House. Kennedy's picture appears to be Trump, and it's a very blurry picture, but I can't see who he's with. Some blonde lady, could be his daughter, his wife, or one of the many Floridian-looking people he hired. Okay, we're on the edge of the map. There'll be demons here. You know what? We'll hit this and then go in and hide. All auto flies over there. She apparently she got another one. This one from the Kitchen Jihad, whose account is temporarily restricted, despite the fact that he posted a Confederate flag and said, "F you inward. The South will rise again. Next up, we're coming for your rights. We are going to take back our country, you inward." Then anti-gay F word. And notice that they call themselves the Kitchen Jihad, which means they accept the idea that I know it's supposed to be probably a cutesy word, but the fact there's nothing cutesy about that racist. I'm gonna go ahead and hit the profile and see if it shows anything. Call their name Bell, and then there is the moon star symbol, but really I doubt, which I believe is an Islamic thing, but I doubt Islam. If people treat others like this, just sounds more like a white Christian pretending they're Islamic to spread ignorance about them. Not saying there are no hateful Islamic people, there is ISIS and Al Qaeda, so of course there are religious problems with that group. They are the people who tried to shut down South Park for partially making fun of their fictional character, but obviously they don't pose America the greatest danger or hate compared to Christians. noise? Why did that come from outside the map? Is that just a storm? Let's go find somewhere to hide. We have a sub and a shotgun with not a ton of ammo. But if we can find somewhere to hide, we can chill for a bit. In fact, there isn't too much. So this reminds me of an area in the first map, and you know, it's not quite. Yeah, this is about where it was. It was like usually around here, I think, but it may have been around here. But there is an area in the first map, and it may have been in the second map too, where they had 3 rocks like this with 3 chests. A reminder that this is technically the first map. Like, my son was watching the day, he's like, why does this remind me of the first map? I was like, it is technically the first map, it's just got a millennia to evolve. Okay, we'll hide right here, for the next 20 seconds at least. He claims he's a Sunni Muslim. I don't know if that means he is or not. Why do he talk like a southerner? Someone posted, never forgive what Republicans allowed Trump to do to America. Conservatives are evil posted. Women in fascist states and revolutionaries. Non-American VPNs are your friend, as it is difficult or impossible for fascists to subpoena them. See groups like NordVPN. Protect yourself as we gear for war. So I don't know what's coming. I hope it's not coming. But either way, you want to protect yourself from fascist states. Especially if you think you might need to do stuff like have an abortion in the future. Or if you're in a state like Texas, well, they'll hit you for miscarriages. NordVPN, I don't know how secure they are. I do use them myself. They are based in Panama. It is, from when I first got them, it was said that it was basically impossible for the U.S. to do anything to subpoena them because they would not. They would not. What do you say? They wouldn't do anything. Like, they'd be like, we're not part of your country. We don't need to follow your rules. That said, we'll hide out here for a minute. So that said, I did get a message from them the other day as I was logging in that was like, we're not here to protect you from the law. So I don't know if maybe they've been bought out or if they started pandering to people who want information from them. I'm not using it or to hide from anybody. I originally picked up a VPN because in my workspace we have an open Wi-Fi, and the 2 times I used it the first time I was there, I got my bank account hopped into, or at least the online version part of it. I was able to secure it pretty quickly, but you know, that's scary. You don't want people part of your bank that don't belong there. So I looked around for VPNs that were semi-affordable and found this one that said, we don't pander to the American government. I was like, YOLO. Let's go anti-government for this shit. That's basically why I have a VPN, is to protect myself from hackers and just to throw a middle finger to the Federalists and other people who want to look at my information, including the IAA. Yes? Do you know that even in the most basic VPNs, and once they're on your internet service provider, which I said backwards, I should have been ISP, cannot see the information going in and out. They can kind of tell how much data you're using, though they kind of have to also guess on that. But everything else is kind of guesswork. or not seeable at all. I just never sat right with me. The internet service providers seeing what you are seeing on the internet. Okay, we'll sit here and they'll fly away. Round. This just in case someone comes after us. We have 1 minute 30 seconds. Someone named Denise posted, "Weird to blame Bernie for Roe versus Wade being overturned instead of Obama, who actually had the power to codify, but instead uses majorities of Congress to pass Mitt Romney's health care plan." Now, I like the ACA. The ACA helped, even though it was sort of like a Limp Bizkit fix to the Limp Bizkit, not me, but Dan. Limp Bizkit as in Flaccid Penis. Fix to the health care issues here in America, which should be, I don't know what easy made, which should be fully socialized. It seems to be our way in America right now is the right never give up anything, but when it comes to fixing something, we go to this limp middle road things. ACA was a limp middle road for fixing healthcare. The current gun thing is a limp middle road to fixing gun things, which would not have stopped the Uvalde. It won't stop future mass shootings. Curses of evil are saying, gather en masse at Supreme Court Justice homes. Don't be violent, but be loud. And I agree with that. Not just the Supreme Court Justice's home. Gather at the homes of Christo-fascist theocratic leaders, evangelist leaders, at the homes of... Whoops. Is he dead? He might be dead. He dead. Didn't mean to do that. Bum, 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 bum. At politicians, gather at the homes of all the politicians, the ones that are heralded and praised. The cruelty of this decision. Gather at the houses, gather at the places of worship, gather at the places of work, gather at the restaurants they eat at. Make their lives uncomfortable, make their lives loud and annoying, and make sure their families know how much the American people, as a majority, dislike them. If you see them at the store, whether or not you're working in that store or you're shopping, shout at them. Shout them down, call them out for being fascist, call them out for being evil. Make them uncomfortable. Oh, good. Twitter reset on me again, so we'll go from the top. Here's one, Joyce Aline. Lots of rejoicing over the demise of Roe amongst conservatives, but while they talk up the need to convince women they don't need abortions, still no policies in place for medical care, child care, food, education, etc. for the poor families who will be impacted. Yeah. How long does that glowy last on me? I forgot how it was glowy. Why am I vibrating every 5 seconds? Must be a glitch. Oh no, the vibration's gone. What's going on here? Okay. I'm not a bad guy, but I'm a good guy. Why is he after me? I didn't do nothing. Okay, loaded. So drop off I can get to. Oh. Okay, we'll sit here for a minute. But yeah, a lot of the people who are going to be affected by the anti-abortion stance are going to be poor people who can't afford to take kids. Who'd rather not have. They're the people who are going to get abortions or take the abortion drugs before any kind of fetus even exists. These are the people who are going to get it when they're just tiny conglomeration mass of cells at the best. When there is no humanoid, no life form, no nothing, no provable life whatsoever outside of Christio-fascism fantasies. And these people will get abortion at that rate and level when what they are removing isn't a life. But now they're forced to carry, especially in states like Texas, where we have other laws like the heartbeat bill and whatnot. Now they're forced to carry, and they'll be forced to have a child into poverty. And the Christio-fascist Republicans will do absolutely nothing to help these kids. They don't care about the life. They don't care about the kids. They just care about the control. Eric Swalwell, who is California congressman, says, understand what's at stake this November. We have one shot to draw a line in the sand and send a clear, definite message rejecting the extreme right-wing agenda of oppression. If we fail, if we fall short, if we do not show up en masse and vote, there may be no going back. And that's what I keep saying. It's either all or nothing now, guys. At the end of November, we're either going to have America to come back to, or we're going to have a regime of complete and total fascism to come home to wake up to. Why do I keep vibrating? My controller's gone crazy, but it's not just like random vibrating. It's vibrating like there's a reason. It shouldn't be. This is like... Oh, damn. Oh well. Okay, replaying the Nintendo challenges. Anything new on freaking Itachi's? Did I get top 5? I don't know what I finished up there. How about your badge, Mr. Every 24 Storm Circles? Nothing on either of y'all? Nothing on yours either, Mr. Oromarchu? I'll be set one more time just to see what happens. Nothing new there. This is gonna be a long thing. How long do I have left for this? We have a little over a week left of this. Where's the Nintendo? Oh, Nintendo challenges are over here, guys. I'm gonna show me up here. Would you behave, please? Oh man, really? I don't know what time the Nintendo challenges go. 11 days left. Okay, there we are. 11 days left to finish these things. And we're going to keep at it. And this is about 11 days too. So 8, 9, 10 days for this. So we'll see what we can do. In fact, we may just go in and do this real quick. Oh no, because this is a different mode. Nah, we'll continue this for now. Did I get up my wrap yet? The wrap did not come in yet. Oh, darn it. I am disappointed. Let's go be disappointed in battle. We also have to unlock all the extra toy things. Oh, we've unlocked a bunch of them, haven't we? We just gotta equip them. We'll go around that in a minute. I might do that on my own time to get them all set up. Okay. Now that I reset all of my Twitter stuff, Ken Owen, who is... I have no idea who he is, but he has a check mark next to his name. Someone's gonna come up like, "Are you serious? You don't know who Ken Owen is? He sees this guy." It's like, I know he's from California according to this thing, so maybe he's a star. Says he thinks we should stop all filming production of states that make abortions illegal, and that is a good idea. In fact, make anti-abortionism, make Christio-fascism an extremely unpopular idea that costs these states money. Don't just stop spending money producing things there. Don't go there for conventions. Shut down all conventions. If conventions show up, don't go to conventions. Stop going to Texas Spring Fest. Stop showing up at anime conventions. Stop going to public venues, concerts, and whatnot in these states. Let's go over there. A little off the note while we're following here. Did you know that all these, I know you can kind of see them, but all these background mountains are 3D models. Albeit they're very simple, non-textured 3D models. But the YouTuber I watch, who I can't remember the name of, used the infinite glitch with the ballers, plus the fact that the ballers can go past swim level, or swim barriers, to actually, let's go over here to this house. Like, this house might be a danger. Yeah, let's do it. There's nothing over there. But anyway, they used those two glitches to get as far out as they could, and they got at that land, albeit the land was untextured and didn't even have a collision on it, so you kind of just went through it. Something satisfying about collecting. Yeah, hold on. I got like apparently people on me. I think with the SMGs, I'll just go whatever the highest rarity is. I seem to be good with both. Both. Holy cow! There's a lot of chests in this area. Like 1000 plus EXP just from visiting this area. I know about the one down here. Oh, look, it's a blue chest. I think you got more for a rare chest too. I forgot about daily quests. I guess I could be doing those while I'm stuck doing these. How far out are we? We're pretty far out. We'll have here and here in a minute. Oh my god. Another one. You know, I honestly don't like the pipe strike or shotguns. I'm just gonna pick it up, but I'd rather this. But if we can make fascism unvaluable, please say you're about some more. Gosh darn it. Am I missing that much? Oh look, another chest. Well, there's plenty of chests over in this area. That, and I guess I'll take this, even though I just stood with that. And we're good to go. You know what? No, snipers are fun. I'm going to actually drop this and rely on my... We're not here to win. Well, yeah, we're not here to win. We're going to rely on my... Because we're going to be hiding a bunch. Rely on my Uzi for keeping us safe up close. He hit me, and he left me. Sorry, Wolf, I need a, hit inside while those two are fighting. I think they're bots, and I think the one guy I took out is the one human, but it's hard to tell. I can build a wall over here, and I don't know. Oh, just saw some lag. Double internet lag. Okay, I got about a minute before I have to move. Here we go. So this is the story evil Christian nationalism doesn't want shared. Conservatives evil says down with religion, down with fascism. So this is a story by a lady known as Suzanne. And it goes like this. Pro-lifers don't like complexity. Pro-lifers don't like complexity. At 17 weeks, this lady's placenta detached and he was much too small. She thought she felt the baby's frantic attempt to breathe. The OBGYN advised to terminate the pregnancy. There wasn't much time, but she couldn't. Every doctor told her it would only get worse, and it did. But she already loved him. She'd waited 8 years for him. They saw on the ultrasound that his umbilical cord was yards long. An umbilical cord spinning out a lifeline helplessly. He had stopped growing, but his heart continued to beat even as his moments, frantic at first when the oxygen cut off, slowed, and he became still. She hated the doctors who couldn't save him. I'll tell you that in a minute. This may be a hard thing to hear, but it's something people need to hear, especially Christian-fascists who aren't terribly evil, but might be fully ignorant to what partial miscarriages are. Oh boy, got my butt kicked by the storm. I didn't move in time. Oh well, who cares? Reading about this is more important than that. Oh come on, there has to be a hiding spot here I can take. Is there something dug up here? Oh no, it's just like where they're shoring it back up after the war. I see it. I don't have to move too much here. I should be okay. I wish I wasn't out of these bullets, though. I haven't had a good sniper run forever. So we'll move as soon as the storm catches up. We'll start as soon as we move up. I wish there was more places to hide up here. An infection. She started on. She continued on, and an infection spread from the placenta to him. She began to understand, to believe them, to believe the doctors, that she would die too. She felt that they were dying. But selfishly, she waited for more tests and more tests, dozens of them. In the natural world, without medical science, fluid tests, ultrasounds, in a world like the one God may have intended, they would have died without the nightmare of knowing beforehand. But in this world, when her fever rose, her family insisted. She was a mother already, meaning she already had a child. This was her second child. And her current child needed her. Her family arranged with New York Presbyterian Hospital for them to fly to Kansas because they were now in the 24th week, and there was apparently some law about the weeks and abortions, even if the pregnancies already failed. Even though at the 24th week, the fetus would not have a palm. She dreamt of being filled with ice and death. His organs were shutting down, so there was no amniotic fluid. He was in a dry and frozen uterus, suffocating. She was panicked by the thought of his suffering. They arrived in Kansas, an arid place she had only imagined through The Wizard of Oz, and was delirious. Things were getting worse. The doctors in Kansas were kind but sad. The doctor carried a shotgun because he'd once been shot in both arms by anti-abortion Christians. Their taxi driver slowed to a crawl and rolled all the windows down as we arrived at the clinic. She didn't know why. Her son was in the car with them. I'm assuming that the clinic rolling down the windows is probably either it may have been to save the windows from anti-abortion protesters, which are broken it. That's the good thing. If he was a bad thing, he was exposing her to the anti-abortion protesters. She didn't realize she was coming to one of those places on TV with angry people outside. Shit, got moving. There's 3 of us. She didn't realize she'd be coming to one of those places with a TV with angry people outside. They brandished signs, cruelly displaying the bodies of tiny fetuses, pumping the signs up and down and shouting. They saw her. Move it a bit. They saw her son in the car with her, and began shouting at him, "Your mother is killing her baby." A nurse pushed through to shield us and guide us into the clinic. The psychologist spoke to my son. The process took a week. There is no such thing as a partial birth. I held his tiny body, or she held his tiny body. They had a private service with the minister. He was like a bird in her hands. Son, she had never felt so empty. Back in NYC, some 2 observant people in her building knew. The mail carrier who delivered his ashes knew, and she could see that the mail carrier wanted to know that she disapproved but felt sorry. And that's the thing about these pro-lifers, these fascists. They pretend to care, but they don't. They're just either completely ignorant or completely evil people. Where is the other dude? but they'll attack abortion carriers. They'll attack people getting abortions without even thinking about why they're getting abortions. This woman didn't have abortion because she didn't want to have a baby. She wanted to have the baby. The baby was dead. She had an abortion so that she wouldn't die along with that fetus. And the abortionists don't. The anti-abortionists don't care. The Christians don't care. They just want to promote abortion as this wholly evil concept that it isn't. See you. Where's that boulder going? Oh, they got me. Pretty good. Good sideswipe there, Mr. MR, whatever that is. So she says the milk carrier knew. She saw that she wanted to know that she disapproved. I saw that she also felt sorry, but like she was supposed to despise her. They'd always gotten along. She closed the door and held the box under the robe and sobbed. Months later, she had another baby. Then she actually had a baby. She was nursing him in the glider, and the song Frankie and Johnny were playing. She picked up the NYT, and on the front page she saw that the doctor from Kansas, the one that had helped her, had been killed while ushering in church. New York Times, abortion doctor shot to death in Kansas church by a anti-abortionist terrorist. And that's all it is. It's all about Christian extremism, Christian theocratical extremism, theocratic hate, theocratic terrorism. That's all that is what these people are, and they're trying to control the country. They're trying to turn our U.S. into the Christian version of Saudi Arabia. And that's the at best where they have a somewhat functioning country, the complete theocratical control that hates and controls everything that isn't him. At first, what they'll do is, and they're completely willing to do this, they want to tear apart this country. They want to destroy the U.S. and turn us into more of an Iraq or Afghanistan, where we have a barely functioning country, a barely functioning society riddled with Christian terrorism. Rows of Christian terrorists running around in their big old pickup trucks, shooting people, mining roadblocks, and the U.S. is just gone. And that's what happens if we let these people take any semblance of control. This November, we have a chance to stop them. We have a chance to do good. A chance to make sure people like Suzanne don't have to face this kind of hardship when they absolutely medically have to have an abortion. Or worse, what if we got to the point Christians want us to get to where abortion is completely illegalized in the U.S., even during partial divorces? She'd be dead. There wouldn't be a second son that she would have been nursing when she figured out some Christian fascist murdered her doctor. Her current son would be motherless, and her husband would be widowed. Because Christian fascism, that's it. Because they're evil, they're corrupt, they're hateful. That's the period point. There's nothing beyond that. Congressman writes to all Democrats, in the words of Jimmy Kimmel, the crazies are taking over because we don't act. And there's that point pushed again. We need to act. We need to get out. We need to march. We need to protest. And we need to vote. If you are sitting here going, well, this isn't good. This isn't the America I want. But you don't go out there and vote. You sit at home and don't do anything for one reason or another because you're lazy or because you aren't fully on board with whatever candidate there is. Let's put it this way. Several years ago, we had Trump versus Clinton. A lot of people, including myself, didn't like the idea Clinton won the Democratic primary. A lot of us thought she stole it from Bernie Sanders, and I still think that. But some of us took that as an excuse not to vote. The people who took that as an excuse not to vote made that one of the lowest turnouts for all voting ever. But it became one of the highest turnouts for conservative voting ever. And that's why Trump won. Had you idiots gone to vote, and yes, I'm calling you Democrats who didn't vote idiots because you are. If you had gone to vote that day, if you had gone to vote that month, that week, during the voting times, we would have never had Trump. Trump would have never been in office. We wouldn't have Kavanaugh. We wouldn't have Amy Coney Barrett. We wouldn't have Bush, whatever her name is. Of the 6 votes that voted against Roe versus Wade today, 3 of them wouldn't be there. We'd have only 3 votes. And that 6-4 vote would have been a 3-4 vote, and we'd still have Roe versus Wade. And that is what happens when you throw a temper tantrum like that or become complacent. So go out there and vote. Don't make any kind of excuse for voting doesn't matter. Voting does matter. If it wasn't for the people who didn't vote during the Trump versus Clinton, we would have had a President Clinton, and our country would be in a much better place than it is now, and may ever be again. But you guys helped create the mess we're in, and it's up to you to make sure we get out of it. Okay, oh, I need to check on the Nindo challenges, don't I? Gosh darn, these are the slowest challenges. I know I saw the top. It has to be every 5 top 6 finishes, so nothing new on that. We will be playing until like my son gets up, so whenever he gets up, I'm going to be taking off. 10 o'clock is likely the time I get off today. Nothing new on the Gara challenges. And oh wait, we have a. Did we already have a second badge? We already had this third badge. Never mind. Nothing new on the Gara challenges. It's the sound of disappointment. Rokanaha, who is a lawmaker, Congress. It doesn't say what he is, but he's up there. It says, term limits for Supreme Court justices, 18 years. Pass the bill now. We have a counter majority in the court defying the will of the American public. Now, all in all, this is iffy, because of the 4 people who voted against overturning Roe and Wade have been there a while. 3 of the people who voted for overturning Roe and Wade are brand new Trump fascists. I think that the only I don't know about 3 other people. I do know that it probably would have gotten rid of Tom, the guy whose wife betrayed America and who likely helped tried to help overturn the election himself. I think he may have been ousted by such a law. This law may not have been as effective as we thought it is. It's also dangerous because let's say future conservatives aren't as fascist as Trump. They don't believe in left in the court with their Nazis. But we have this in place, and this ousts maybe some liberal Supreme Court justices, and then suddenly all we have is the three that Trump put in, no, one that Obama put in, and then if we have a conservative majority party, if we have a conservative president, then they're going to put in more. It's an iffy and tentative problem. I can see wanting to term limit everything. We should definitely term limit everything. But at the same time, as well as term limiting, I'm wondering if maybe the justices shouldn't be an electoral vote. These are people who have some kind of supreme authority over our law of the land, and they're just put in there by presidents. They should be nominated by presidents and then voted upon, or just run like actual politicians. But in a 1v1 vote where everybody's vote counts, an electoral college can just sit on attack and spin. An actual majority rules. Beef up my collection of stuff before we get talking here again. Okay, we got several minutes for it to move, actually. Trade Junkers says, when a uterus is more heavily regulated than an assault weapon, that's when you know it's a war on women. And that's another contentious point here. So, the day before Roe versus Wade was made into a state issue, the same Supreme Court made it to where gun lawlessness, the ability to own guns, is a nationwide right. So these people gave the right to own guns more thought than the right to abortion or women's rights. This just helps indicate that they're not doing it for the people, they're not doing it for the majority, they're doing it to pander to their conservative extremists. That's all they're doing. This proves that the people who are the new Supreme Court justices pushed in there by the swamp Nazi Trump are bad people. They aren't there to run the Supreme Court like they should. They're there to push extremist ideals. And this one also backs it up. Judges appointed by a president who lost the popular vote are ruling against the majority of America. The definition of minority rule. Gavin Newsom, who is the governor of California, says abortion is legal in California and it will remain that way. He just signed a bill that makes his state a safe haven for women across the nation, meaning if you need an abortion, whether it's medically necessary or socially necessary, you can go to California and get it. He will not cooperate with any states that attempt to prosecute women or doctors for receiving and providing reproductive care, meaning that he has made sure that his state will not value any legal conditions that come from like Texas or Florida, and they kind of try to prosecute women who have abortions. I don't want to do this, but I want to do this. That one's fallible. Let's just hit this one and see what happens. Nope, I'm here. He's gonna roll out of its way. It's the old West Town. I have no idea if I'm thinking that. Go, knock it down, knock it down. No, dude. Hello. Yes, please. So these guns' aim is shite. What? This cart's freaking out here. It doesn't know. Kind of like a rubbery effect to it. And I'm sure my leg's freaking out too, sitting on this thing which is why it's freaking out. It's a rubber dress. Most people won't wear it over this. Warren Jacobson, who is an entrepreneur, men for choice co-founder. Worth noting that the end of abortion rights in America was enabled by voter suppression, gerrymandering, the stealing of the Supreme Court seats, and perjury of at least 3 sitting Supreme Court justices, with the 4th justice being married to an organizer of the failed 1-6 coup. But notice, the 4th justice also did defend Roe versus Wade during his induction, previous to his induction. It was just so long ago, most people don't remember that he did so. Oh, this gun sucks at shooting, but holy cow, headshot. You got dusted. I wonder if you place a tree in here, if it stays, if it can even be placed in here, since this place changes out every... was my tree that got him too, technically. God, that tree's aim sucks. That tree's. WTF is that noise? It sounds like a shark on land. Are we having an issue? Is there water underneath me? I think the shark's underground. I'm a bit freaked out. Oh, there's a tree, by the way. Gosh, that saw the runaway. That went the wrong way. Huh. President Biden says the cruel truth is that overturning Rover's way will hit poor women and the girls the hardest. Look at this wagon all tangled up in this. Is there anything down here I need? Not sure if that would be okay. I guess. Yeah, I'll last it out. Hmm. This one might be in the house if they'll right towards the house. Nope. Whoops. Alrighty, whatever that was. See if we can figure out where I am. I'm in a bad spot because I think they all have to come up here and go this way. Okay. I can't hear the glider. 2 wins for the day so far. I don't think that gets us any badges, do you? Let's go see the badges, because we need stinking badges. I got 2 more badges. So we're still down to... actually, I think we got a new badge in Itachi because we're at 2 badges in him now. I think we only had 1. We got 3 badges on Garo, so that's the other badge that came out. So we're still at 3. So 2, 3, 3, and Hanada should be completely finished. Hanada is completely finished. 2, 3, 3. So keep at it, I guess. That spray paint in the left over there looks like a face, but I can't tell what it is. Governor Gretchen Whitmer, Governor of Michigan, says because of a temporary injunction, abortion is still legal in Michigan. If she really wishes to help it, she'll be like California and make it a outright and total safe haven for it in a bill signed or executively demanded by the governor. If a governor like Abbott can try to illegalize abortion with the heartbeat bill, even during, and can executive command a department to harass transgenders, then a governor who is good can use her power to executive command to protect abortion. That was very poor English, but you get the idea. Adam Schiff says the abolish of filibuster, which we've been asking for like the entire presidency of Biden, and codify Roe. Brooklyn Dad, who I vote, says F all these Klan members dressed up as U.S. senators. More people talking about perjury, and it is an actual feasible argument that these 3 to 4 jurors, Supreme Court justices, committed full-on outright perjury, and it just depends whether or not perjury counts towards people of power. Do the dictatorish Supreme Court justices get held accountable for committing perjury? Is there going to be any kind of investigation, or is these people who are in higher power than we would ever get to be get away with it? Do they get to lie all they want under oath, and under oath means absolutely nothing when they're under it? No, we haven't been here. Alright, let's get here. To the beach houses. And go to the beach. I'm going to the beach in Fortnite. In case you're wondering what's going to happen if we become more fascist, if things become worse and worse and worse and become more, I'm going to keep talking. I'm going to talk until they arrest Northrop. I'll keep talking forever. I would like to say I would have the money and power to rescue my son and get him the F out of the fascist, Christo-fascist American nation, but I have the money or power. But I am definitely never going to sit around and be quiet when an evil regime rises up from the ashes of what used to be America. As a play once said, do you hear the people singing the song of angry men? It is the music of a people who will not be slaves again. We need to make sure that women's rights are upheld. We need to make sure that LGBT rights are pushed forward and no longer rescinded. We make sure that Christo-fascists and fascists in general aren't allowed power, no matter the cost. the country that was instrumental in the Second World War has no place being the next source of ultimate evil. This has to be the only mask that makes sense with that whole biting off gap, because you can stick it in his mask. It's very flexible. Like he... Get this. Drop this. We have about a minute before we go anywhere, so we'll come down here. Chill for a bit. Not listed as one of my favorites. That should be one of my favorites. Okay. Guess we'll do this one for now. I have a beach chair. One. Oh, we're not under favorites. A beach chair one. Yeah, that's not my favorite. I have no idea where it is in here. There it is. The beach chair. This would be the life. Especially if you lived in one of those houses. And you can come out here with your wood just for the heck of it. Go here in a minute. Liam Neeson, which is a parody account of Liam Neeson, and whatever, says, if a fetus is a person, you can claim it on as a dependent on your taxes. Next question. T-Pain says, Republicans demand unregulated militias and well-regulated universities. Here's one. Nike says it will pay for employees to travel to abortion care if they live in places where it's not legal. You go, Nike. So there are some good corporations. Now, good is subjective. You have to look at the history, see how much they're paying to be bad people. Like this guy posted earlier, I can't remember where I saw it. Guy said, it's nice these companies are paying for their employees to go get abortion care if they live in a state where they can't get it, but how many of these companies funded the fascists? If they're funding the fascists and then trying to give a solution to the evil of fascism pressing, then it's almost like you're playing both sides here, and that doesn't make you a good company if you're playing both sides. And bye. Damn, this wolf's almost dead. Got my one bullholes in it. Looks like some long ass arms. This is almost like a werewolf. Just come outside. Giddy up, little doggy. What is going on here? Any good shotguns? Yes. Thank you. Anything better than this? Oh, so I'll take that too. This puppy is on his last legs in more than one way. I used to just eject myself from the dog while fighting, but it may do better to actually run on the dog for as long as you can. The strafe on this thing, oh my god. Your back does not do that. Okay, yeah, we gotta go this way. Fish over here, smart one. This way. Fish. Oh, I got right into extinction, sorry. Something so satisfying about that. Okay, doggy, you can go. Take a break. Okay, hiding here. Still trying to get top 5. There's a picture posted here by Wu-Tang for the children. I don't know what that is. I know who Wu-Tang is. Go eat the human corpse. Yeah. Okay, so he does not heal over time. You should be able to tell him to, like, rest so he can heal when you're kind of just sitting here. Scott Henlon, MD, is a pediatrician, says, "Are we really going to make teens to carry out government-forced pregnancies?" Santiago Mayer, I don't know what that is, says, "It's pretty shitty 48 hours, but they messed with the wrong generation as everywhere on TikTok and Instagram. I've never been prouder of Gen Z. Gen Z, those of y'all that can, show up to vote. If the younger generations, there's less evil younger generations than there are evil older generations. I should say, it's not saying all the younger generations aren't evil. There's plenty of millennials. There's more millennials than I would have ever thought. People my age or younger that ended up being just conservative fascists. And I'm very disappointed in that, and I'm sure there's plenty of Gen Z raised to be terrible people just like them. But if the majority of the younger groups show up, people my age or younger, I think we, the good versions of us, outnumber and outweigh the bad versions of us by quite a lot. If you want to end extremist rule again, and we're going to keep saying this, show up and vote. Just eat something? You stop eating trees. They don't protect your health. You're not in the top 5 yet. We cannot get into a fight that we're going to fully just get owned on. Wolf, you may want to come out of there. Oh shoot, I forgot I have a crown on me. R.I.P. We got storm poison. That's where he died from the storm outside. It's so crazy you can eat dog in this game. I love doggies. I also think having owned several of them, he looks pretty disturbed on the way back there. They'd be fairly tasteless. So weird he gave me that weird look as soon as I said something about eating dog. Okay, we've got 2 more to go before we get to the 5th place, which is what we're aiming for. But we're also aiming for kills and plethora of freaking circles. We'll probably be back tomorrow. One more down. Come on, die. Someone's in there. Come on. Drop him. Oh, you're so slow. Why didn't nobody drop? Haha. Mana curve, thank you. For taking out Area there. I'm in 5th place. I'm in 4th place. Either way, it doesn't matter. You know, you should get like extra badge points for every time you go off in place. Giga, I don't know who this is, says no need for safety measures. Texans are plenty expendable, and if they try to organize riot, cops will shoot them. Come on down and see for yourself why Texas seceded from two different countries in 25 years because they want businesses to literally own their employees. Getting to the end of this guy's threads, and it's okay. We have about an hour left on here. Or the threads I posted, or one Council of Logic post since I also follow them. Or just troll around Twitter for a bit. I have no idea where everybody is. I'm trying to stay on this side of the hill, and if I get them two to fight, I can come up behind. Jesus, where is everybody? Damn. Got me with the striker. Didn't get me with the sniper. Let's go ahead and watch them finish off here and see who wins. Oh my god, missed them completely. I don't know if the one that got me is smoother or the one that she got is just blind. There's some crazy glitch going on with her arms, by the way. I don't know how to replicate it. It's been showing up where her arms go all wavy, inflatable arm man. I have some battle stars on I could be using. 16. So let's go ahead and unlock the last one on this page. What are we missing? The last two on this page. What now? Oh. Not enough now. I should have. Oh, either way, it wouldn't have been able to, so whatever. And now we'll save. Look, we got a fidget spinner. My fidget spinners never sound that cool. I mean, I don't own fidget spinners. What are you talking about? Let's go ahead and load this guy up. Where's the night dude? With his blue version. We'll go ahead and give us all back classes just for the heck of it. Slightly blue. Also red, pink, and black. Uh-oh. It looks like we know what the extras are now. Those must have been unlocked. Platinum Rift. So Rift. So the trees will be creating copy. Or 0 point creating copies. I'm gonna say the trees by the looks of the weirdness of it. Lapis Slurp. So, Platinum Rift, Lapis Slurp. So this is a Rift power. This is supposed to be Slurp power. I kind of like these. I like how shiny they are. And this is Eric Blaze Malik. I don't know blazes, but okay. Okay, anyway. that and then save here. Make sure it didn't just frick up this one because I saw that happen the other day. Nope, that's still there. And go back to reshuffle. Wait, did I? Did I? Nope, I didn't. No, I didn't do it. Move this stuff. Do this and have it powered up. Oh, there they always go. It's blue to do it like this. Cool to do it like this. Okay, whatever. What's that next thing actually? Oh, it's black. Okay. This is like the Master Sword, by the way, with the blue. Albeit Master Sword doesn't glow gold and doesn't have rune lettering from the cube on it. Gold to blue crested to black crested. I guess like the blue crested the best probably out of that one. Huh. So go ahead and blue this guy because he's all blue and stuff. Oh, you know what? No, his sword is orange, isn't it? So go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and make this our last drop or so. We're gonna go ahead and take off at 10 so I can do other things. What is this saying I got? Yeah, this thing, of course. So close and get so far from the one guy I want. Let's go ahead and check the Nindo challenges while we're here. No more badges. Let's go ahead and just reload it twice just in case. Yeah, nothing new. Still 2 for Itachi, 3 for Gara, and 3 for Orochimaru. I swear when I don't have his name in front of me, I'll never say it correctly. What you looking at, Chief? I should have my next, my third week schedule up by now. This Sunday. So when we get off here in a minute, I'll be able to tell you what's going on for the next 2 weeks. Yep, there it is. Ooh, I have 3 days off next week and 3 days off the week after. Interesting. More morning streams, I guess, and maybe some evening streams. Like that. Let's go ahead and hit this guy right here. I think that's below the mansion, maybe? I don't know where I am. Servers are evil post fascist S waffle Gene Lugo, a cop clocked his political opponent at an abortion rally. He's apparently going in, I think, for Congress or something like that. He was caught on camera, but claimed he was protecting others from the mob, when he was in fact part of the mob. There was an abortion rally, of course, a pro-abortion rally, and anti-abortion came in to cause trouble and violence, and he was part of that anti-abortion. And he had literally punched his political opponent for being at the pro-abortion rally. He thought he'd get away with it, but then he was on camera, and apparently he's now had to withdraw his candidacy. Still have the wrong thing equipped for his tool. Just for fun. Just for funsies, we'll keep that. Have this anyway. We'll sit here for a minute while we look around. This will probably be our last drop. This is going to take about 20 minutes to get through a long-lasting thing like this. Conservatives are evil post knowing fascist evil. Looks like he's going to be doing several threads on this. Greg Abbott, Texas / Governor Greg Abbott. Wayne Abbott, aka Greg Abbott from Wichita Falls. Current position Governor of Texas. Former positions AG of Texas. Texas Supreme Court Justice. Evil fascist deeds. Gun industry lawlessness causing multiple mass shootings, including the eventual Uvalde. Mostly responsible for Texans killed. Wait, did we skip one? I think we skipped something. Here we go. Including Uvalde. Attacking and outlawing transgenders under 18 years of age and using Texas DFPS, or Department of Family Protective Services, to enforce the law. Attacking and outlawing abortions, which he completed after removal of Roe v. Wade. Even before Roe v. Wade, he pushed the Heartbeat Bill, which almost fully outlawed abortion bills, except for fairly early cases that were almost never detected at that point. Forcing theocracy on Texas, including display of Christians' Ten Commandments in government offices, which is a violation of the separation of religion and law. Defending state bans on same-sex marriage, lost thanks. Launched numerous slanderous lawsuits against President Barack Obama, and tried to invalidate the ACA, successfully nullifying much of it in Texas, allowing for a giant gap of uninsured hard-type mortgages. Support of fascist Trump regime, lied about reliability of ERCOT power, and lied about fixing it after the deadly freeze. Refusing to close public spaces during pandemic and rescinding mask laws, causing mass outbreaks in Texas, making him mostly responsible for Texans killed or harmed by COVID between 2020 outbreak and late 2021. Hey, conservatives are evil, you right? You spell worse than me on Twitter. Tampering with elective rights, allowing minority conservative party more than the fair power, allowance to overturn election results, and erasing non-white voting areas from electoral map. What needs to be done? Removal from office by majority vote so large that all their attempts to fix elections fall flat. I hope he continues that, because it's the only one I see of that one. Okay, let's move in, guys. This is the Cube King, aka Origins weapon. I don't know why I have it. I think I put it on there originally because he didn't have a weapon. I just never changed it. It's not that he didn't have a weapon, you don't lock the weapon. I got the hiccups, holy cow. I know, I see firefight coming from over here somewhere. See anybody? See that little quick before I get got. Hello, broken. Oh, that was sliding those trees rustling. Actually, let me share this. Where'd it go? He also posted a repost called Al's Fastest Pipeline. Oh, this is where I was talking about, actually. This is the post I saw earlier. It's from Dan Rather. No one really else saw it. It says he's curious which company is now paying for abortions for their employees. Also gave money to senators who voted to confirm the justices who gutted the Constitution. Post that. I do believe I am fighting a bot. Okay, 30 minutes. We gotta run. Well, I don't know if it was a bot or not, but it's a dead one. Kind of like regular ammo. If you get enough speed on this slide, you just jump out of it. Whoa, glitch in there. Hey, this is where my tree should be. Where's my tree? Oh, someone killed my tree. I'm not happy. Does that mean I don't have the tree anymore, or will it be next season? next round. I don't know. I guess we'll see tomorrow. If we play tomorrow. Let's do that. Okay. I'm gonna hit the Council of Logic, though a lot of it's like reposts of look at I just read to you. Council of Logic says this is logical. Here proposed Robert Leach. If Thomas is correct, wouldn't the Supreme Court's 1967 decision in Loving versus Virginia also have to be reversed, barring him from marrying Guinea? So Loving versus Virginia was the I do believe it's the Supreme Court overturned that allowed interracial marriage, because back even before 1960s, it wasn't quite allowed for white people to marry black people. People got together like that, but it was against the law for them to marry. In 1967, the Supreme Court said that's unconstitutionally wrong in the holy races and overturned it. But Clarence Thomas's assertion that everything that the court has done needs to be overturned and reviewed indicates that that also needs to be overturned and reviewed, which completely nullify his marriage to the treasonous Guinea Thomas. Someone below him posted, "It's a wild. A third of the Supreme Court was appointed by a man who attempted to overthrow the United States government, and we just continue to let those judges hand down decisions." If we ever get to punish Trump for his treason and his insurrection, we need to completely remove everybody he appointed. Kinda. How was that? It sounded mournful. Who stepped on that? Wolf's breakfast. And I'm up here. Something to my right. Is he stuck in the hole? Sorry, there was a mournful howl. Those plants over there and keep an eye on that. There's someone over there. It's a blue chest though, no one's getting it. So that might be indication no one's over there, or that might just be a trap. 58 seconds before I can move. And someone posted, "Let's talk about how Guinea Thomas, Clarence Thomas' wife, played a critical role in trying to overturn the elections, 2020 elections. Results in the 2020 elections to keep Trump in power. A plot that involved her husband and why he needs to resign from the Supreme Court or be removed immediately." He posted Stephen King's post by a vote of 6-3, the Supreme Court sucks. So yeah, it wasn't just those three. It was, I thought it was, okay, so it was 6-3. I thought it was 5-4. I don't know. So apparently it was 6-3, meaning only 3 voted to keep Roe versus Wade, meaning 3 of Trump's Supreme Court Justices and Thomas, all four which are illegitimate due to now having committed perjury. If we took away the votes of the illegitimate Supreme Court justices, that makes it 2-3, and Roe versus Wade should be reinstated. But to do that, we'd actually have to have a government full of anti-fascists that actually have a pair of balls on them, which we don't. Down in the dips. Oh, well, my battery's dead too. Oh well. Both my headset and my controller battery has decided to go dead. It says low. That's not why I died, though. I died because that guy kicked my butt. Got my favorite gun. Okay, we'll call that, because it's almost 10 anyway, and my battery is dead. We'll likely be back tomorrow or the day after for some more. Wait, tomorrow is Monday, right? So we might be back tomorrow if I get up early enough. And then tomorrow evening we'll definitely be back for some Chrono Cross, which we haven't done in like a week. Gee, why are you so cute? He's sitting here with his hands all up in rabbit style with a crook and tucked to his chest, and let me hear rub his toe beans on the back feet, and stand up. Well, I guess I do stand up sometimes. He looks like a happy cat. You look like a happy cat, dude. So that'll be it for today. Let me look and see what Nindo says. Did we get anything on Nindo? We got one more badge. Who is it for? Let me reset everything just so we can see it. Okay, so we still have 2 on Itachi, which means we probably got some Angara. 3 Angara. So maybe Oromachu, yeah. Now we have 4 Oromachu for kills. It means we got 1 more to the XP bonus for Oromachu. We have 2 more for the XP bonus for Gara, and 3 more for Itachi. It seems like Itachi, the top 5 finishes are taking longer. Gara, the 24 storms, are in 2nd place, and just taking out people is going faster. This has to be done within a week, and we got 1 more thing to do, so we'll probably be running as many morning Fortnite streams as possible. We'll keep chatting. If you want to chat about something else, come in. We won't. I mean, focusing on this is important because our country's health and prosperity and freedom is at stake, but we won't only talk about this. We'll come here and talk about video games coming up, what we want to see. In fact, I wanted to chat one of the next ones about a future Smash Bros. Smash Bros. Is huge, right? But if we ever get a new Switch or new Nintendo, whatever the next thing's going to be, Switch 2, Nintendo handbag, Nintendo wallet case, who knows what the next Nintendo is, and we get a new Smash Brothers, we're going to lose all those licenses. All the non-Nintendo licenses are probably going to go. They might be able to recover some of the smaller ones, like Konami's all the Dead Metal Gear series. But some of the big ones, like Kingdom Hearts, isn't coming back. I doubt we'll get Cloud and Sephiroth back. So I wanted to talk about what they could do with that, with Nintendo licenses they haven't used yet, in games that they barely touched, or games they haven't touched. That'd be interesting to see. And possible requiring licenses from similar companies before, but with new characters. But we'll do that in the next stream or stream after, depending on what we'd like to talk about. I will likely see y'all tomorrow morning, unless my body says I need to sleep in. I swear my bottom left part of my phone doesn't want to use the touchscreen. Guys, come on, phone. I'm trying to get into my schedule here. So yeah, tomorrow morning is most likely going to have another Fortnite. Tomorrow evening is definitely going to have a Chrono Cross. Tuesday through Thursday morning, Yeah, Friday. All the mornings from then on is likely going to be Fortnite until we finish all of this. After that, I'll probably take a small break. But we still need to get, like, when weeklies roll around, we'll need to do weeklies. In fact, weeklies are going to roll around soon. 3 days. I need to finish those. This might be my focus tomorrow, is to finish these two before we go back into my other ones. So tomorrow we'll come in, we'll finish these 2 weeklies, or we'll finish this weekly, and then we'll try and finish this weekly before this thing rolls around, because I think weeklies, I don't know if they're left behind when the weekly rolls around. I know I've seen them left behind and glitched, even though finished, but I don't know if they're left, like, kept there. I think they might be. But this one should be easy enough to do. So we'll finish weekly tomorrow, then we'll go back to our, I'm just call it Nordic challenges, whatever the hell they call it, the ninja challenges, and to get that out, and then we'll focus on this guy who still has a week left. And after that, by the time we get all that done, our next weekly should roll around, so, you know. We also have to finish fighting challenges, but those are 8 days from now. So we still have, like, a few days on that one. So we'll focus on this one. We might hit this. So we'll focus on this one, hit this one, go to the Nindo challenges, then hit this one. How about that? Weekly, final vibing, at least final for this week, which is defeat Darth Vader even if we can. And then Island Hoppers. Tomorrow will definitely be a Vader defeating day. Now, if it turns out to be like Wolverine, I might need some help tomorrow on defeating Vader. So if you feel like showing up and defeating Vader with me, just, you know, if you're one of my friends, give me a message. Michael or anybody else that plays Fortnite, if y'all are out there and y'all see this and y'all are going to be available tomorrow, hit me up for taking out Vader. Because I need to take out Vader, and I need to, just says defeat Darth Vader, so I guess I just need to take out Vader. It says you want me to collect his... defeat Darth Vader, I'll watch. Oh, by the way, I wanted to say this. Amy, when I heard her talking, sounds a lot like the main robot. And I can't think of her name right now. I'll save the world. I think I might be the same voice actor. Actually, let's look it up before I go. Then we'll take off. Fortnite voice... Oh my god. Fortnite voice actor Amy. Ray was the name of the robot, by the way. There you go. Let's see what it says on the Fortnite wiki. Doesn't say who. Give me the name Erica Lindback is an American voice actress known for work on Bang Zoom, Studio Oculus, and Maya posts in voicing characters in English dubbed anime and video games. Let's see what we got here. We got a voice actor list. John Jones is Troy Baker. Foundation, Dwayne Johnson. Scientist is Joe McHale originally, and now... Wait. Jamie Blanc and Joe McHale. I think Joe McHale's the current one, but I don't remember. It's the comedian who's the current one. Origin is Rahul Kohli. I actually don't know that one. I'm hitting him just to see what he looks like. British actor. Best known for starring in roles in comedy TVs like iZombie. Oh, he's from iZombie. I recognize him now. I watched a little bit of iZombie. The Imagine-ish... Oh my goodness. What just happened? I think the Imagine is V from... you know, V from... Cyberpunk. Damn, she got a lot of anime under her. What year was Cyberpunk? Late 10s, early 20s? Oh, this is animation. No wonder I've not seen video games. Film, feature films, dubbing, and video games. There we go. Borderlands. This guy is Xenoblade Street Fighter. Fire Emblem, Fire Emblem, Fire Emblem. Persona 5. Ryzen as E3. Super Smash Bros. Ninja in Persona. Cyberpunk 2077 is Sunovi, that's her, right? Paradigm is Brie Larson. I think we figured that out the other day anyway. It's Paradigm, the new Paradigm voice for the event was Brie Larson, Captain Marvel. Dr. Sloan in the Spire Guardians is Mara Junot. I don't know that one. Commercials for ESPN, Nintendo, WoW, McDonald's, Google, Coca-Cola. She's a commercial voice actor. Okay, that's kind of cool. She also did the voice actors in WoW, Star Trek Online, lots of online stuff. Winter, Neverwinter, Walking Dead. Fortnite Save the World as the Ice Queen, Luna, and Bunny Roller. Right High 5 is Sherry. New Dawn as voice talent. Wait, what? What does that even mean? Nope, get out of here. What the heck? Outer Worlds is Nayaka, Renarin, Wentworth 3. Mortal Kombat is Sindel. Okay, Mortal Kombat 11 is Sindel, so one of the newest Sindels. Ancient Impact is Lisa for all the Impactors. She plays in Battle Royale other than Slum. She plays the Ice Queen and the Spire Guardians. Ice Queen has a voice. The Ice Queen has a voice. That must be in Save the World. Huh. Cube Queen is Sarah in Malaya. I think we looked her up and she wasn't like a big, well-known person. She's gotten Gears 5's Elizabeth. Halo Infinite is a Despondent something. Anthem as the female player. And, that's not like a lot of stuff under her belt. A lot of this video game stuff seems to be just like side characters. Cube Queen might be one of her biggest parts. I don't know who that is. Midas and Shadow Midas is by Matthew Mercer. If you don't know that, you don't know voice acting. He's also the lead of the D&D show. That I don't remember the name of. He's the dungeon master. I'm not seeing Amy, so they haven't have Amy. Yeah. Oh, Fabio Sparklemane has a voice actor because of the damn song. Fred Descori. Solomon Grundy, Hulk, Yosemite Sam, Taz Soldier, 70s Taz, Beast Shao Kahn. Nice. This is a big old filmography. He's currently present in Family Guy as additional voices, so he just plays random additional voices. Invader Zim is Lardnar. Scooby-Doo is some of the bad guys. Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law. I missed that show. That was a good show. That was back when Adult Swim was awesome. Robot Chicken, several voices. Ben Tennyson was Aliens. Uncharted as Daniel Pinkerton. I don't know who that is. Uncharted, Eye of Indra. Eye of Indra? Eye of Indra. What game is that? I don't think I played Eye of Indra. Was that a phone game or something? I don't know. Adventure Time is Manish Man. I remember Manish Man. He runs to Madagascar as Gus. Oh, Tron Uprising as Flynn, Kevin Flynn. And as Clue. The regular show was Muscle Dad and White Elephant. I don't think I remember White Elephant. I think White Elephant, I'm thinking of the Adventure Time Elephant. Thanks, will it be one? Star Wars Rebels, Boss, Yushun. Damn, okay, we're not gonna go through all of this. He's got like thousands of things. Whoa, what happened? Tony Stark is Nolan North, a big-time video game actor. Spider-Man No Way Home is Tom Holland, and MJ is Zendaya, their own actresses and actors. Thanos have a voice? Josh Brolin, did he have a voice? Was it during the event that you could fight Thanos? It has to be. Batman Zero is Kevin Conroy. Nice. Kevin Conroy is the Batman from the TV show and most of the animated movies and other TV shows. But he's best known as the TV show opposite of Mark Hamill's The Joker. So no Amy. I guess we'll never know. Let's hit this lady they gave us up here. Erica Linebeck. Let's see her career range. Just zoom all the way to the bottom of filmography. In Cyberpunk 2077, she's Misty and Meredith. So Misty, of course, is what's his name's mystic girlfriend. And Meredith, I believe, is the corporate lady that you could accidentally have sex with. It was a complete accident. I swear I didn't know I was going to end up in that. Spider Murphy, I don't remember. Spider Murphy. Oh, she's the hacker that ran with, right? She's not listed in here, so I don't know. I should listed under here as someone from this game. She's not listed in this game that I see. I guess we'll find out later. If I was to guess who it was, it sounds like Ray's voice actor, but I guess I can't officiate it yet. So I will see y'all tomorrow morning. Y'all have a nice day. If I don't see y'all have a great weekend. Peace out, guys. Great week, I guess. It's the end of the weekend, isn't it? Shh. Hello, yes.